This morning on BRN, how to protect your eyes with the right sunglasses. Joining me now is Dr. Stephanie Marioneaux of the American Academy of Ophthalmology. Dr. Marioneaux, great to see you. Thanks for joining us again on the program this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Always great to talk about the latest research and information on our eyes and protecting them, especially during the summer months. So crucial. It's important, doctor, to pick the right pair of sunglasses.
Correct.
And what goes into that choice? I can go to my local drugstore or Walgreens, whatever you want to call it, pharmacy, and they have a rack there. But how do I know that they're good glasses?
I think that's a great question because I think there is a lot of confusion where people seem to think that the more expensive the glasses are, the better quality in terms of sunglasses, the better quality the sunglasses. And fortunately, that is really not the case. You can actually get the very important 100% ultraviolet protection at places like the dollar store. They are not expensive. You just must see the actual tag that says 100% UV. Some will say a certain percentage of the A waves. Some will say a certain percentage of the B waves. You just put those down until you find 100% UV protection. And that's what you need in any sunglass that you purchase.
So it doesn't have to be the high end, the Gucci sunglasses. I'm not picking on Gucci. I'm sure they make great, beautiful sunglasses, but that's not really what you need to be looking for. You really need to be looking at the tag that says it blocks out all UV light.
100% is the key word because it may say it blocks out some, but 100% UV protection is what you're looking for when you purchase a pair of glasses. Or you can ask that they add it. Say you purchase your frames and you want to turn them into sunglasses, you must request that they have the 100% UV coating on the glasses.
And
Don't
what
assume
about oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish your thought.
I just said, don't assume that it's there. Just because they're dark, it does not mean that they have the 100% UV coating.
And what about the different colors? I was scanning through the Ray-Ban catalog online. It's not a physical catalog; it's an online catalog now, and they must have like 20 different shades of tint. Does the tint matter depending on the purpose?
I think the key is what are you going to use the glasses for and what is the environment in which you will use it. If you are a boater, if you're at a skier or you're in the snow or places where there's a lot of reflection off of the water, off of snow, off of the road, you may want something that has a polarized lens. And that is not a lens that's necessarily darker in tint, but there is a filter on the lens that only allows a certain direction of light waves to enter. So it can really cut down on the glare. So polarized is a good feature. And again, it's not necessarily associated with the color of the lens. The colors of the lens, really, darker is not better. Once again, we keep going back to the 100% UV
Yeah.
protection. It's really what you need on the glasses. Some people may prefer the browner tints. They may have the gradients where it's darker at the top of the lens and a little bit less tinted towards the bottom. And those are often very good if you're someone who's going to read in the sun. The bottom part of your glasses is a little lighter so that you'll have better contrast on your reading materials. Other patients will complain perhaps of having some difficulty with night driving, and sometimes the amber vision glasses, which will have sort of a yellow tint when you look at them, but it changes the contrast when you're looking through the lenses. And sometimes that is something that's very useful in patients who may be having complaints of night driving, and these complaints are not remedied by a good eye exam to figure out why, or they're having problems with various glasses, and glasses prescriptions don't improve the quality of the vision. The amber vision is something that someone should try. But again, get it evaluated by the eye doctor who graduated from medical school, the ophthalmologist, if you are having glare, because there are definite reasons for that, that glasses and various tints and filters may not address.
Well, now it's certainly we're in the our hemisphere is facing the sun more. Where it's summertime here across the United States, but is it important to wear sunglasses regardless of if it's winter, summer, fall, spring, any season? Anytime you go out and you're in the sun, it's good to get those rays, perhaps the vitamin D, etc. But should you always be wearing sunglasses?
That is a great question because you are absolutely right. People will go outside, and if it's not a bright, sunny day, they will feel, oh, I don't need to put the sunglasses on. But the minute you go outside, you really should have your 100% UV protection in either it's not a dark tint, so you can actually have it on glasses that are called transitions, the ones that go from light to dark. They will have the coating on them because, believe it or not, the UV light rays, which are so damaging to the retina, which is a structure in the back of the eye responsible for your vision, those UV light rays can cause damage, and the UV light rays can come right through the clouds. And so, although it's not a sunny day, the UV light rays are present. And so, we do recommend wearing sunglasses the minute you get outside, and particularly if, again, if you are engaging in boating or you're at the beach or you're even just out bicycle riding, it is something that is imperative that you wear when you are outside.
You mentioned the retina, doctor, and that can be damaged by UV rays. Let's talk a little bit about going to the ophthalmologist, getting your routine exam. If you notice a change, you should go, but you should also go, I'm assuming, every year, once a year, to get the retina looked at other parts of the eye, the cornea. I didn't go to med school, but I know some of the names. To look around the eyes, check the pressure for glaucoma. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right. I think the interesting thing about the eye, where people will often think, sort of in that quote, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so they
Yeah.
feel as though if they can see and they're functioning, then their eye must be healthy. And the answer to that is not necessarily. It is imperative, again, that you be evaluated by the eye doctor who graduated from medical school, the ophthalmologist. And we, as ophthalmologists, not only went to medical school, but we also do training, specialty training, and learning how to be the one stop shop for your eyes. We can not only prescribe glasses and sunglasses and contact lenses, but we also have additional training where we can diagnose both the medical and the surgical problems of the eye. So we can diagnose them and we can take you to the operating room to treat them. So we are the full picture or the full stop for your eyes. And
And
it
it,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
No, and it is imperative that you are evaluated by an ophthalmologist, and you can be evaluated by an ophthalmologist as a child. You do not have to wait until you are older and wearing glasses because there are many diseases that affect the eye at birth and in the teenage years. Then you have the typical, we call it presbyopia, which is when you start requiring glasses to read, and that starts around 40. But there are so many other things that the eye can show us because the eye, as we have always said, is sort of the window to the soul, but it is also a preview of some of the medical problems that can exist within the body. An ophthalmologist can diagnose high blood pressure, high cholesterol. We can diagnose brain tumors. We can diagnose retinal tears and retinal detachments. We can diagnose tumors in the eye. We can diagnose metastatic tumors that may be from organs that metastasize to the eye, such as the breast cancer and prostate cancer. We can also diagnose when patients have strokes. We can diagnose when a patient is at risk for an impending stroke because one of the blood vessels can be blocked by cholesterol or by other types of emboli. And the list just goes on about the things that an ophthalmologist is trained to diagnose and treat. And it is imperative that everybody has been examined by an ophthalmologist. And if the ophthalmologist detects that, say, for example, you are suspicious for glaucoma. You may have a family member who you are not aware of who has glaucoma. So we'll send you back to find out that information, and to also inform other relatives, if you do have that diagnosis, that they also need to be evaluated by an ophthalmologist to make sure that if they have glaucoma or other diseases that are inherited, that they are evaluated as early as possible, because as you know, early detection is key for so many diseases, and the diseases of the eye are included in that.
Yeah, very well said. So not only important to cover up the eyes with 100% UV protection, but also important to get those eyes checked. Doctor, we're going to have to leave it there. Always great to see you. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to having you back on the program again very soon.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
And don't forget to subscribe to our daily newsletter, The Morning Pulse, for all the news in one place. Details, of course, at our website, and your subscription helps support all this great BRN content. We're back again tomorrow for another edition of BRN. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes.